Hey guys, so I have been really busy, so sorry I haven't posted in a while. I actually have a ton of footage I've shot, just haven't edited. And then I had my brother's wedding, and now I can finally talk about that I had been learning the violin, and it had been taking up a lot of time, and that was like my main focus. Anywho, blah blah blah. I had been talking to this person who has an instrument factory that they own, and I was thinking, how cool would it be to have my own line of instruments? And he mainly makes flutes, but he makes saxophones and clarinets too. So, anywho, I had been thinking for a good hunk of time of reaching out. And one day, my gut just told me, now's the time to do it. See what's up. See if they want to work with you. And he was excited, and so was I. And then he was like, oh, we could just make this like your whole line and put your own branding on it and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, heck yeah, let's see what's up. But of course, you know, just because it's exciting doesn't mean you should jump full on in. So I was like, all right, let me order one with Musician's Edition brand so we can see what everything looks like, it sounds like, and see the quality of the flute. I don't even know the material of the flute, but it just came in today, and I wanted to show it with you. Okay, so here's the package. Right, so I didn't even open it. I got home today, and the flute got here today. So let's see here. I think this is all tape. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just open this tape up. I'll be right. All right, here we go. I got just enough of it open. So let's check this out. Oh, it's difficult. Shooting with one hand. All right, so we got this case. It comes in the case, of course. Let me remove this so we can see better. Ooh. All right, so that's not a bad case. It feels like it's there's like the soft carrying case, and then it's like there's a harder case on the inside. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's how it is. Ooh, that's pretty nice. And this is just a student flute, because I figured that's probably what the shoppers on Musician's Edition are mainly going to be looking for. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to just set this. Maybe we'll set this here. Hold on. Alright, that should be a little easier to see, and so I can open and speak to you guys too. Alright, so it is wrapped in plastic. And I don't know if like flutes that are actually like brand new are like this. Because any place I bought flutes from were always like pre-opened, seems like. Like from the Flute Center of New York, you know, it's when you trial them, obviously other people have played them. And then I bought a flute from Sweetwater, and they also like pre-opened them to inspect the flute. So I don't know if this is how it actually like comes in. You know, brand new. I don't know. My nose is really exciting. It's very shiny. Oh, look at this. Look how good that looks. So professional. I love it. And then it has all these things that like protect it, which is just feels a little concerning just because I know a lot of the cheap flutes from Amazon are like that. They have these things protecting, but once again, I don't really know because I've never gotten a flute that was brand new, never touched. So I'm just gonna take all these little pieces out. Ooh, okay. So we got the rubber on the trill keys instead of the cork, which I personally like because it's more durable than the cork, to be honest. Ooh, it looks like there's plastic or tape that got stuck in here. Alright, hold on. I want to see the rest of the flute before I get that out. Alright. It's very shiny though. Alright, let's check out the foot joint. See what's up. I've always wanted like my own line of instruments. That's really cool. And you know, I'm not anticipating on becoming like something not, you know, I mean, I want my stuff to be selling and to be known, but I also don't plan on going as far of like making handmade expensive stuff, because my brand's like, already music is for everybody. We try to make it budget friendly, you know, so I'm not anticipating on being like the real high-end stuff, but I also don't want to be the low-end garbage either. Alright, so this foot joint also has the rubber on the end here on these keys here. The pads just kind of look like standard pads, but nothing looks bad on them. This key looks really close though. Alright, we'll see how it is when we put it together and play it, and then we got the head joint here. Alright, and then we got the head joint, which has a cut very similar to my Deja flute. Okay. Alright, let's put it together. I don't think you put a serial number on it, and I would like to have serial numbers on these, but I'm sure you wouldn't mind doing that if I just asked. Alright, let's put it together and see how it sounds. Oh yeah, I needed to get that piece of plastic out of that trill key. Let me go get my tweezers. Hopefully it's just in this bin. Oh, here it is. Alright. Let me just get this plastic out real quick. Ooh, it's got the split E too, which I like. Not necessary, but helpful. Oh, that plastic's like really stuck in there. Okay, hold on. There we go. I got this little piece of plastic here, and it was hanging around the trill key, and that's generally when they make the bodies of the flutes, and a lot of repair people do this too, is they'll wrap the flute body and stuff in plastic while they put it together, just so like, I mean, you still have to screw in the rods or screws, and they put that plastic on so in case you like miss, you're not hitting the body with the screwdriver. You end up just hitting plastic and it's protected. So that's why that was there. Alright, everything fit well together. Alright, let's give it a play. I got Penny playing over there. This one feels pretty good. It doesn't play or feel like any of the flutes I got from Amazon or eBay, those colorful cheap ones. It doesn't feel like that. Let me grab one and actually like play it side by side. Oh, this actually feels really sturdy. Okay, let me compare some things, because I know what those are made out of, and I know what makes them cheap. And just some information I have been told passed down, just so we can like compare. So let me go grab one. So, out of the flutes up on the wall, of the cheap, colorful ones they always tell you to avoid, my best one's the purple Slade. The rest are way worse than this one. And so if this one's feeling pretty good, you know, so just so I can refresh my memory. So this one had really heavy mechanisms, and that's something I really did remember. Oh yeah, these have the same kind of rubber things though. This also has the split E mechanism. Oh, this is a good way to compare. Okay. And then something they told me at the flutistry when I had asked them how I can tell what the material is, because like good student flutes are made out of nickel and are just plated with silver. Okay? Now these are made out of copper nickel, which is a softer, it's a softer metal. And that's why it doesn't hold up as well, and why a lot of flute techs don't like to work on them. They're easier to bend. And that's what I was told when I was taking those repair classes too, because I had bought that Green Glory, not the green, I keep calling it the Green Glory flute. The Green Golly flute. I took it in just to see what the fellas at the flutistry said. And, you know, I was like, well, how do I tell if I do end up with a cheap copper nickel one? And he said, you know, if you just push down on some of the rods, it's like softer. So on the foot joint, it feels pretty sturdy on the foot joint, but that one did too. So now I might need to actually pull out a decent student flute. I might just use those ones behind me are actual decent student flutes. They're just ones not worth repairing that I had bought. So they just kind of stay on the wall as decor, but they are good brands and made out of solid materials. Let me grab one to compare that to. We could do the Bundy, I guess. These are all about the same. I got two Bundys and an Armstrong. So the foot joint on both. Okay, the foot joint feels solid on all of those. On all three, the foot joint feels solid. Let's see, maybe if I do something that's not the trail key. Okay, I'm just feeling the solidness of them. I've never actually like compared doing that. So strange. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't seem to tell the difference by pushing down on them, like he said. They both feel solid between the cheap Slade and the Bundy. They feel the same. And I also know it's not just cork versus rubber that gives it away either, because I have it was the Bundy that I brought in to work on during the class, which is the Bundy I had used during our Standard of Excellence. I have the cast runner. The Standard of Excellence and the Rubank Elementary was a Bundy I used, and it had the rubber on it. So, it's just interesting. So, yeah, how do I determine what the material is? That's what I want to know. I mean, I'll ask them, of course. Just want to compare the way things are built. You know what I mean? It's really hard to tell, though. This one looks like the pads weren't put on correctly. There's like one puffed, and then one doesn't have the... They'll have the indents in them, and that's just because they'll heat it up and clamp it down. You want that so when the pad comes down, it seals. This one looks like it has one that doesn't really seal. You know, and then this one has like just... This flute was somebody's project flute. I can only tell... I only know that because of the pad job done too. Let's see. Let me take a look. A closer look. And I didn't take this one apart ever. Just feel the strength of the keys and the springs, maybe. Feel in here. It still comes down. And some of the student flutes have split E's, so that's a standard thing. Like, to me, this flute seems pretty solid. It sounds great. Yeah, it sounds great. It has really good response, like a normal student flute. Yeah. Very responsive, actually. This plays, I'm not gonna lie, this flute plays probably better than the Bundy I had and that I was playing. I have just my gut feeling says it's Cuppernickel. I'm gonna ask and see what it is. You know what? Actually, I think it was on the chart, which is on my phone. My gut says it's Cuppernickel, just because this factory is in China. I am a startup business. I do not have a buttload of money to throw towards the flute makers here. You know, and once again, I'm trying to provide a cheaper option. I want cheaper with some quality, you know, like these flutes, they're playable. Well, some of them are playable. Some of those up there I had to like tighten screws or work on the rods a little. One flute, that green flute, total garbage. It didn't even play. And the foot joint was hella loose. This one was, like I said, this is the best working one. Its mechanisms are super heavy and loud. All you hear is clank, 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 clank. And after a year, the plating started cracking on it too. So I know these ones, you know, they're not gonna last you forever. I feel like this fella, just by playing it and feeling it and its responsiveness, I feel like that would still last you longer than this. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and sell this in the store. I do have to order 10 of them. 10 minimum. And that's fine. That's fine, because I like having things in stock anyway. So yeah, I think Musicians Edition is gonna go ahead and get her online. Exciting. Very exciting. All right, just wanted to share this with you because this is huge, at least to me. I don't know how many other people are doing something like this, but I'm overly excited. All I want on this now is just some serial numbers so I can keep track of everything. And yeah, I think that's all I need, and I think I might be ready to go. I might not have serial numbers because this is like a tester flute, but cool, exciting, some big things happening.